Kanye is about to come all over us with one of the most insane redemption arcs in all of music. Because his comeback is closer than ever, a lot has been happening surrounding Ye despite him being so quiet, some people even thinking he died. So let's get into everything, and as always, if you haven't already, leave a like, subscribe. It helps grow our community even stronger every day and makes all of these videos possible. So just to recap with some of you with what has been going on with Ye, we saw his upcoming album Bully get delayed again a few weeks ago. First we had a June date, then we had a July date, then a September date, and now onto our fourth release date, November 7th. I mean, we all kind of knew this was gonna happen though, right? The moment Ye came out and was like, yo, I got this Nazi supervillain lair, I knew it was cooked from there. That this project was not coming out for a while. And we were seeing something from Ye that I think could possibly even be planned in a way. I know planned sounds crazy for Ye to do something like this. He knew this project was never gonna come out on that first initial date, and he did all of this for a reason so he can bounce back even harder. And it's why I say his redemption arc is coming, because like I said in the beginning, a lot has been happening and it's surprisingly not bad news for once. Ye has a lot of different great things coming, even if we ran into a few road bumps. Yeah, that crypto stuff was not good. But with In Whose Name, the documentary that just released kind of detailing Ye's life, having a pretty good reception, or at least I haven't seen anyone hating on the actual movie or hating on Ye's opinions in the movie. So I'll take that as a win. Along with that, we are also seeing him gaining more dates, performing in stadiums around the world where every single clip blows up because he just goes through all of his older music and kind of gives us a glimpse that he still appreciates his older music, even though he doesn't act like it. And on top of all of this, the very recent news of absolute GOAT Mike Dean announcing that he will still work with Ye, more specifically saying, we're cool, we're just not working. There's no intense beef or anything. If we saw each other, we'd probably hug and say hello and then keep moving. Yeah, there will be a time when we probably get back together. Who knows when? That's a heavy question. And he revealed all of this in his interview with Rolling Stone. This is absolutely huge for Bully. The fact that all was asked here was what the relationship with Ye was like, and we ended up getting news that there's no beef and that they're going to work together at some point in the future, confirming that it's going to happen again. So many other things could have been said, like, I don't know, I don't want to. He could have just deferred the question completely and not even answered it. And we got this instead. And if y'all have not realized already, by the way, I really don't think we're going to be seeing this album on November 7th. I think we're going to have to wait longer, because the longer we wait, the easier it's going to be for a lot of people to forget the things that Ye said and kind of brush it off for the people who are on the fence about him right now. And Ye knows that for sure, which I really think honestly is a lot of people. The media will make it seem to be like people really don't like Ye, but if you talk to anyone in real life, they kind of really don't care what he says. They really just care about the music being good or bad. And the sad reality of this situation is that Ye has been quote unquote crazy way before all the Nazi stuff to the mainstream media, which is really messed up because he obviously struggles with bipolar disorder. But that is just the outside perspective on him. But I'm getting sidetracked. Let's get back onto the topic of Mike Dean, because he's very important here for this redemption arc. This is probably honestly a similar thing with him and why this was his response to the question. Obviously, he could play a big part in this project depending on if Ye hits the target date of November 7th. And I'm going to bring up an older picture from Ye that he posted beginning of the Bully era that a lot of you guys have probably forgotten about at this point, and it's this of Ye and Mike Dean at the Life of Pablo listening party with the caption Bully. And this brings up a lot of questions, especially after this interview. Could Mike Dean know what's coming already? Could Mike Dean have already worked on Bully? Did he not say anything yet because the real rollout isn't even close to starting yet and he doesn't want to spoil anything that Ye has planned? Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I'd rather be safe than sorry than have to say that we didn't catch any of this. We do know about a lot of the issues that Bully has been suffering, and not to glaze like this, but Mike Dean could honestly be the answer to all of those issues. Mainly for a lot of people, these issues are pretty clear and out in the open. The AI vocals, the bad mixing, songs that really don't stand out that much and are kind of just forgettable overall. And if I'm being honest, this is kind of Ye's last chance for a mainstream appeal, in my opinion at least. And it would be stupid to say that Kim didn't play a massive role in that. You guys can jump in on that one in the comments, but I think Ye also knows this, and obviously everyone is expecting this to be the comeback album of sorts. That's kind of the point of this entire video. And here's where things start to get really interesting, because I don't think Bully is just another delayed Ye project. I think this is the calm before a full-blown redemption rollout. Think about it. Ye's been dead quiet for months, no interviews, no chaos, no rants, nothing. He is soft launching himself back into the mainstream with In Whose Name, except like I said before, with a little bump in the road with Yeezy Coin. But besides that, very little leaks have come out because of his team cracking down on things with Bully, quiet paparazzi shots we really haven't seen Ye outside, and these random performance appearances that blow up every single time. It doesn't matter if Ye wants to pretend he's not doing this, he is on a world tour right now. Performing in stadiums across 7 continents is a world tour. That's not by accident. All of this is calculated. Ye's always known how to control narrative, and I think he's letting the tension build on purpose, because when Bully finally drops, whether it's in November or February or next summer, it's going to hit differently because of this giant lead up. That's if Ye puts in some type of effort and has a rollout. Especially if he comes back with the right people around him, I think this can all work out very well for Ye. And that brings us back to Mike Dean. The fact that he's even open to working with Ye again changes absolutely everything. I think we all know how great Mike Dean and Ye are together as a duo, and what it really means for the music. That it's going to be very polished. Look at The Weeknd. Hurry Up Tomorrow is great, and that's a lot of Mike Dean, and I would say that album is pretty polished. And he creates a sound that Ye can hop on that no one else really can. And if we're being real, if the music is even half as good as the energy that he's been showing at these recent performances, the old songs, the emotion, the confidence, then yeah, his redemption arc is coming a lot faster than anybody thinks. And like I said before, with him performing older songs at these shows, Ye's performances have been showing him reconnecting with his old music again. He's performing these songs that represent peak artistry, vulnerability. Once again, that's not random. I see it as he's kind of reminding both himself and us who he used to be, and kind of setting the stage for this music that's set to come and for who he's about to become again. And I think all of this is going towards Bully, obviously. This feels like a man who's been through hell and is now kind of just owning it. Like he's saying, yeah, I messed up, I went too far, but you know, that's never going to stop me, and you all know that because I'm Ye. That is 100% the best route that Ye can take for this album, in my opinion, because it's accountability for everything that happened over the past few years, along with him showing off that he's still got it after literally everybody has been doubting him. And honestly, if Ye really does end up going that route, owning everything, being vulnerable, and kind of letting the music just do the talking, please let the music just do the talking. But seriously though, this could be one of the biggest comebacks we've ever seen in music because of how far down we've seen Ye go. Because love him or hate him, when Kanye drops something real, everybody loves it. And I hate to use this as an example, but look at Vultures 1. That project is not anything crazy, but it's not nearly as dog shit as everybody else makes it out to be. Ye had a #1 hit song. I feel like everybody just like forgets about that. And my point stands here too, because he was on the Nazi shit before that album dropped as well. And that was when it really first happened, and it still had its shock value. Now, we obviously don't really know what Bully sounds like at this point. The track list could be completely changed. The AI could be completely changed. That's a huge topic. The silence from Ye is absolutely deafening, and this feels like the start of his public reset, the calm before the storm. And the fact that he's been this quiet this long too, that is not weakness, that is control if I've ever seen it, especially when you're Ye with who knows what going on inside his brain as the creative he is. And I think when it finally happens, a lot of people who said they were just quote unquote done with Ye, they're gonna come crawling right back, because Bully is also just as much about the public perception of Ye as it is the actual music. And here's the part that people don't want to admit: the public perception around Ye is already shifting. It's happening slowly, but it's happening. Go scroll through comment sections under any recent clip of him and you'll see it. People are saying all different types of positive things, and even saying maybe Kanye was right about everything. Obviously, that's not the route that we want to go. You can make an educated decision, but not hate speech. But it does play into the idea of people not being as hard on Ye as they used to be. That's pretty far from earlier this year, when every single post about Ye was just straight clowning him. And the truth here is that the internet's memory is so short, controversy fades way faster than great art. And like I said before, nobody in real life who's like a functioning real human actually cares about anything a celebrity says. And if you let what a celebrity says affect your like mental health, I guess we could say, you might be kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. But jokes aside, when someone as iconic as Ye goes silent for this long, people kind of start to fill in the blanks themselves. They start romanticizing Ye again. The same fans that swore they were done with him are quietly coming back and rolling in. And that's what makes this whole thing so dangerous, in a good way, of course, for Kanye. Because the second he drops something that even feels authentic, the internet is flipping overnight. The "we were too hard on Ye" posts are going to start rolling in, and they're going to be coming in the masses. And it's not like Ye's forcing people to forgive him either. He's just kind of letting the culture come back to him naturally, and that's exactly how you win in a time like this. Not by apologizing every other week, maybe shipping clothes, that would probably help, which he is doing, but you win by disappearing, rebuilding, then coming back with something undeniable, and that's what what Bully should be. And then the perception shift becomes permanent. Until he goes and says some dumb shit again, of course. Anyways, I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think Bully is actually dropping in November? Do you think Ye's holding it back until next year for something bigger? Is this his comeback? Is this cope? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe. It helps my channel out a ton. Also follow me on all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and join my Discord for fast music news straight to your notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching, and on that note,